light enough to take anywhere.
Wonderful.
Keep it in your bedroom or use it in your office, in your kitchen, anywhere in your home.
What is up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. I'm Elliott Delp. This is
Sparky.
Back again like you never left. Today on Basement Operator, we're going to be talking about the Strike Industries modular chassis system for the P320. Let's talk a little bit about the concept of this little package right here.
Easy now.
Yeah. Little package, a lot of punch. So this is a modular chassis system. This is the Bravo version. So they've made improvements from the Alpha series that launched a while back. This takes basically a P320, it takes the slide and the trigger pack for it and drops it into their Strike Industries SMC Bravo chassis. So that is just the tan part you see here. And Hunter will pop it up on the screen just so you can...
Grip module.
Grip module. Basically, it's just, you know, the frame of a P320 that
you're taking the fire controls and your slide and your barrel off your regular SIG 320 full size or M17 and slapping it on this guy.
The main reason, or what you're probably thinking about, is why would you want to do that? So obviously you can see right here that this is a very, very small looking package for a firearm.
It has a very small footprint.
A very small footprint. So a lot of people are looking for a solution to the PDW question. Like, what is the best bang you can get for your buck in terms of being able to have a lot of firepower, a lot of usability, a lot of modularity, and the ability to train effectively and, you know, it not cost too much money. And this is a great option for that, you know, individual use case. So, you know, you take your standard pistol
that you already own,
and you are able to convert it into it's still a pistol because you have your pistol brace back here, but it's easier to control, you know.
It's easier to manipulate.
It's easier to manipulate, and it allows you to take better shots on target. It allows you to, you know,
extra ammo,
have an extra magazine. It allows you to get, you know, a good grip on it and actually have a very functionable, usable package. So why someone would want to get this is, you know, if you're concerned about home defense, truck gun, wanting to train a lot with it. So like other PDW packages, for example, like this Air Precision right here.
Jam Badger.
Yeah, the Jam Badger, 300 blackout. It's a whole lot more expensive to shoot the 300 than the 9mm. It's just a lot more expensive. You know, it's not as user friendly. It's just a whole nother ordeal.
Much lighter, less recoil.
Yeah, there's a lot of benefits to using the 9mm, and it's kind of similar to your pistol caliber carbines, right?
Just less velocity.
Yeah, just a little bit less velocity, but you get it in a smaller package. You know, something that really can easily fit within the console of a vehicle or within, you know, a backpack or underneath a car seat or whatever have you.
Nightstand.
That is why you would get the SMC Bravo. The SMC Bravo, like we had earlier mentioned, is just this tan part right here, and it runs about $130. So you can pick that up. Really, the only thing that comes with it is the ability to add a QD point. Where you really start to shine in terms of the usability of the SMC Bravo is the different features and attachments that you can add to it.
It's the whole system.
It's the whole system that really, I guess, shines. So the first thing that I think is the most important thing to add to the SMC Bravo is the brace kit. Strike Industries makes an awesome brace. This is their dual folding system. It is, you know, super user-friendly, super easy to manipulate.
Whoa.
And what really makes this awesome is if you wanted to go ahead and do the SBR thing and just go ahead and SBR your pistol, if you spend like an extra 10 or 20 bucks on the stock end, you can easily swap these out. It takes like 5 seconds. It's super simple.
It goes from a brace to a stock.
Yeah, it goes from a brace to a stock. So it's super easy, super, you know, user-friendly to do if you want to SBR. Because I think that's the first important thing in terms of the different features of this. That is the next logical step. So their dual folding brace system runs $200 to $210, depending if you just get the brace or if you get the brace stock, where you can swap it out. It just, you know, it's about that $200 mark.
Yeah.
Brace itself, as you can see, it's skeletonized. It's really lightweight. It's really easy
Sturdy.
to flip.
Yep.
It locks into place. To pop it out, you lift it up and flip it back over. I mean, it works so easily.
Oh, yeah.
And it's super easy to attach back here. It just attaches to the back of the SMC Bravo through a pick piece. So if you have other, like, it probably looks like you're pointing that right at your face.
Yeah, it's like right there.
Just so anybody freaks out.
We've already cleared it like 10 times.
We've already cleared it like 10 times. So I can see the comments now. You know, if you wanted to get the stock brace kit and you had something else with a pick piece on the back, you could use it for that as well. So it's multi-purpose. So the next important thing in this whole setup is this blast shield right here. So this allows you to have a little bit more real estate on your SMC Bravo, or well, I guess your P320, whatever you want to, whatever you're calling this whole entire thing. It extends out your rail system a little bit further. This is their nicer hybrid version to where you can include a light. So they have a shorter version that doesn't have enough real estate space to take the extra mag holder, and then, you know, it's not as user-friendly. This one has the extra space. So that thing, the blast shield, runs about $40 bucks. So I think that's an easy upgrade. It's super important, especially if you plan on running
the extra mag.
The extra mag. So the extra mag is, you know, very useful, very intuitive. I will say that's one of the criticisms I have, and I don't know if it's just mine or if it's
something we can change, but the button is kind of hard.
Yeah, the button is super hard, and you gotta hit it hit it really well. Now I will say that the mag release on the actual frame is stupid nice. So I don't know what the deal is.
Easy to push, but this one up here,
it takes a good hit.
Yeah, because I was sitting there earlier just trying to get it, and then I figured out the sweet spot of how to get it off. But it's not as easy as that one, which that could be an us issue.
You gotta hit the sweet spot.
You gotta hit the sweet spot.
Sometimes you gotta roll them in flour and hit the wet spot.
But
what?
To give ourselves a shameless plug, you should go check out Basement Operator Company. It is our apparel brand. Yeah. You can check us out at basementoperator.com. There you can find our merch. You can find builds like this Strike Industries build here for the SIG P320 M17. You know, the what are we calling that? The Jam?
The Jam Badger.
The Jam Badger. All of our builds are over on basementoperator.com. So go check us out there. Also, we want to give a disclaimer. We want to tell you guys that Strike Industries did send this stuff out per our request. We thought it was really interesting. We saw it at SHOT Show and we thought, you know,
gotta have one.
We gotta have one. We want to do a build on this and kind of give it to you guys and give you our opinions and let you know what we think about it and the use case of it. So big thank you to Strike Industries for sending that out.
Thank you for your support.
Shebang. But you know, the ability to carry the extra magazine is super nice and super functional. I mean, I don't.
So instead of 21, I got 42.
No. These have the Strike Industries end plate on them. So these hold more than 21. So these Strike, I'm glad, we will just go into that next. These are the Strike Industries mag extension.
Like plus 2s?
Plus 5s.
Plus 5s. Oh.
Yeah, so we're sitting
at 26.
Yeah, we're sitting at 26 on
these. We
got
got 52 rounds. Man, I can miss you 51 times now.
Awesome. They were super easy to put on. You just swap the springs out and then slide these on. It took me like 5 seconds. It was stupid simple. And then
they're much sturdier because they're metal.
Yeah, they're much sturdier.
You ain't gonna break them.
They worked really well. They didn't mess up the magazine or anything. We didn't have a single feeding issue whatsoever. No. So I was kind of skeptical. I don't usually change that. I don't usually change springs on my magazines too often. So I mean, I was like, well, we'll give it a go, and it worked really, really well. So they run $40 each, and you know
they're worth it.
They're worth it. I think the plus 5. It's worth the money.
Especially in this, because on a regular pistol, that plus 5, that's going to gain you some length. But in this platform, that's not a big deal.
You already have extended it this way. Moving on from the end plates, and we already talked about the extra mag holder. The next thing that I think is very important, and it's not like it's not the end of the world if you don't do it. It is really nice to have, and it is the Ambidextrous charging handle for the back of the SIG P320. So this can go to either side. This thing runs about $40. Super easy to install. It just swaps directly out with the SIG end plate. So, you pop your little detent here on the back of your SIG, and you can pop that out, swap this on, and you can install it to either side. So whether you're a left-handed or right-handed shooter, however you want to do it. Honestly, it's super usable.
Doesn't get in the way.
Doesn't get in the way. You rack it. Now you could always say, you could grab it by your optic and give it a good charge or whatever you need to. But it's not necessary in this build.
Nice.
But it's a very, very nice feature, a quality of life improvement. So you're not awkwardly grabbing the slide or grabbing your optic or grabbing some less functional part of the firearm. You're able to just grab the charging handle and charge it. And it's on there, it's sturdy, it doesn't wobble or anything.
Very well made.
Very well made, and it works really, really well.
While you're up there, what optic you on that bad boy?
All right, so this was a big kind of, do we want to run an optic? Do we don't want to run an optic? And I'm glad we ended up going with an optic. So we went with the EOTech E-Flex. So the EOTech's kind of micro red dot option. This mounts directly to the SIG P320, is a Delta Point Pro footprint. This thing runs about $350.
Thing is nice.
The thing is really nice. It's really crisp. No starburst at all. Hunter, did you get the 3 MOA or the 6 MOA? You bought it.
The internet said 6 was better for pistols.
So the 6. We got the 6 MOA dot. I mean, I think it works really well. We've ran the SIG P320 or the M17, that's what this is, for the longest time. And we love their iron sights. They have really good
3-dot tritiums.
3-dot tritiums. But for this build, we wanted to do kind of a different, micro dot. We didn't want to go Delta Point Pro. So we went EOTech, and I think we picked a pretty good option.
That's the only downside is you lost your rear iron sights.
We did lose your rear iron sights, but it's better than going with like the SIG, because SIG makes one. It's like $700.
Yeah.
Because it integrates the iron sights and the optics plate. It's more expensive than the dang gun.
That's the only downside, but I think it's worth it.
And then finally, the last piece of the build was a TLR HL. I just took it off of my M17 and swapped in the Picatinny piece for it, and it works just fine. Bam, bam. I mean,
light them up.
Light them up where you typically grip it. It's easy to use, So I mean, it's a nice functional pistol, and I'm very, very pleased with it. So the big thing is,
why this over that?
Yes, so we kind of touched on it in the beginning, but this you can shoot 9mm. It's a smaller package. It's cheaper to shoot, easier to train with. This is a pistol, this is an SBR, so there's no legal paperwork, but if you wanted to get into it, you could. It's just so much smaller. It's just so much more usable.
It's compact.
It's compact. Recoil. This is actually cheaper than this. So this full system, talking optic, talking light, talking P320, everything. The whole shebang is like $1,700 bucks. I know we went through each of the parts of the Strike Industries and their individual prices, but the whole thing, you're talking $650 for a pistol, $350 for the red dot, you're talking $100 for the light, and then the rest of the Strike Industries stuff. You're looking at about $1,650 to $700. So if you want to find everything that's on this build, you can go to basementoperator.com. There you can find the actual like breakdown of this, and it'll have links that take you to Strike Industries. So you, if you want it to pick up exactly what's on this, you can over at basementoperator.com and go to the builds page, of course. Big thank you to Strike Industries for sending this out, and we really appreciate it. We think that this is a great upgrade to their Alpha series, and we think that, you know, it's in the right direction, and you know, the very little complaints we have for it. I think the biggest thing is the mag release right now. Sparky, do you have anything else?
No, this thing is so much fun.
One thing I wish we would add, and this is more of an us thing, a comp. We
get a threaded barrel and comp.
Threaded barrel and comp. We kind of talked about that. That would be the thing we would do to it. That's on our end, not necessarily on Strike Industries' end.
Cheek road.
Yeah. But
other than that, this thing is so much fun. I love it.
It's a blast to shoot. So we've been fairly impressed with it. So big thank you to Strike Industries, and we will, I guess, catch you guys on the next one. As always, take someone outdoors. Peace. You can put it wherever you want it.
Yeah.
I like it when she says that.